Core strength is so important for stability to the spine, whether you're sitting, walking, or moving around doing dynamic activities. Here are a couple of yoga poses or yoga exercises that help to strengthen the core muscles. A great way to strengthen your core is in quadruped position, so hands and feet on the ground. Pulling in through the core and lengthening through the spine. To make this position harder, you can reach one arm up and extend one leg behind you, keeping your hips nice and stable. Holding for a breath, returning back to center, repeating on the opposite side for one breath. Repeat back and forth 10 times in order to strengthen the core. Downward facing dog is a great way to activate the core and start to do some strengthening. So coming into your downward facing dog pose, starting with the right leg, bringing your knee up towards your nose, pulling in through the belly and hovering, and then sending it back out. Bringing the right knee to the left elbow, holding for a breath, and then sending it back out, and then bringing the right knee towards the right elbow, holding for one breath, and sending it back out. Return the leg back down and repeat on the opposite side. This is a fun plank variation to help strengthen your core. Coming into a plank position, taking your right knee in and going elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist. Coming back to center and switching directions. Wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow. Return to neutral plank and repeat on the opposite side. Boat pose is a great way to strengthen your core. So seated with your feet down, you can start just by lifting your feet up, making sure this feels okay on your back. You want to stay nice and long and open through the chest. Bring your arms out, and then eventually your feet. You can stay here, or you can come into low boat, and then high boat, low boat, and high boat, choosing whichever variation feels good for you. This is a great way to use a yoga block in order to get some core strength. So lying on your back, take the yoga block and put it in between your right knee and your right elbow. This causes you to pull in through your core muscles. You can hold this here, or you can lengthen the left leg out and back in, out and back in. Make sure that you're keeping the press here. You can also add arm, out and in, out and in. And then repeating on the opposite side. Dolphin Pose is a great way to strengthen your core. It's similar to downward facing dog, but you're on your forearms. So starting with your forearms flat, hands and elbows shoulder width apart, and then coming up onto your toes. Holding here if this feels like enough challenge, or you can start to shift your weight into a low plank, and then back into Dolphin Pose. Keep pulling in through the core.